All right, Alex and I have big news. First of all, we just want to thank everyone who participated in the comment section. Let us know that you are in fact interested in participating in a tournament. So here's some of the details that we have so far. The tournament will be held Saturday, February 27th, and it will be hosted at playok.com in the Detroit room. What's nice about playok is sign up is completely free, so you're able to select your own screen name. Please arrive by 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The tournament will officially begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to play an unrestricted style, so go as you please. We will not be playing 3-move in this tournament. It will be a 7-round tournament with 1 game per round, and the time control we'll be using for these games will be 5 plus 3, so 5 minutes plus a 3-second increment. There will be a potential 8th round tiebreaker if there are 2 people at the end of the tournament tied for first place. You'll get 1 point for a draw and 2 points for a win. So again, based on the responses that Alex and I have both had, the tournament will be geared more toward beginner players, but anyone is welcome to participate. You can also pre-register for this tournament by leaving a comment below with your screen name. So again, there's going to be more details to follow, but if you have any questions in the interim, please do not hesitate to reach out to either Alex or myself. So that's that big announcement. And now on to the games for today. And the games today are actually based on a suggestion from a viewer. I believe it was Thomas who had suggested this opening and was playing this opening quite a bit. And that opening, Alex, is 12-16, 22-18, and 16-19. Alex, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this particular opening.
It is a very tricky opening, and I will admit I haven't really played it too often, and especially in tournaments. The only time I've mainly played it has been with Chuck when we played with 12-16 lines before. Again, for people that don't know, Chuck Freeman is a very popular and amazing book player, master level checkers player. He is one of the, he probably one of the very first times I played him, and when I was very young, was actually on 12-16 lines. So we've been playing this since I was young, but besides that, in tournaments, I haven't really played this that much.
Yeah, as you say, it is a very tricky line. There's a lot of nuances within this published play, and Chuck is a very well-versed published player. So, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me that you all went over these 12-16 lines when you were very young. What I can say is this 16-19 move, what forms the 3-move opening, it was actually very rare to see that move back in 2-move and even unrestricted play. Typically, you would see the 16-20 or even 8-12 reply. But the 16-19, again, is sort of a radical exchange, and it leads to a lot of very tricky play. So from this first game, I had the white pieces and Alex had the red pieces, and I took the multiple jumps, which is the 24-15, 10-19, 23-16, and 11-20. And a lot of these openings where there's an early exchange happening, it is generally best practice to take all of the captures. So if we were to look back, it's inferior to jump 23-16 and then 11-20 first. It's better to take all the jumps when necessary. So now at this point, Alex, I played 21-17. I played this attack. I know you said you really haven't played this in tournaments, but were you expecting this? Tell me your thoughts about this move.
Yeah, I was expecting this move. You're, building up toward the center, trying to take control of the 14 square, and that's pretty typical move. I was really expecting that.
And now the viewers may think, okay, well now that 21-17 is played, maybe 9-14 can be played and take an easy 2 for 2, but that's actually markedly inferior because by doing that, you're going to be disrupting more of your double corner. And again, white's just going to have free reign out of the single corner. So it's inferior to take that 9-14 move. So instead of that 9-14, you play 6-10, which is a very, very good move. You're starting to develop out of your double corner, Alex, and you're starting to really develop it and start to play a sturdy defense here. What I play next is this 25-21, which I don't know, it's probably inferior. You were maybe expecting 17-13 here.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting 17-13. 25-21 completely caught me off guard.
It is published, but I think it can also come from a number of different openings, which is one of the ideas that I had in this was to transpose into a 12-16, 21-17, 16-19 opening. But so I don't know with the in terms of strength. Obviously, I want you to go 9-14 next, but you played what I think is the correct 1-6, again, further developing your double corner. And now I play 17-13. Now I'm locked into your double corner, and you really have to keep those pieces there for a while, Alex. You can't really do anything out of your own double corner right now.
Right.
Here, you now play 8-11, again, starting to develop out of your single corner. I'm going to play 29-25, and you play 10-15. Now, Alex, I'm pretty sure this is a very standard line within this opening. We're still playing on very strong published play lines, but were you crossboard at this point, or were you somewhat familiar with this general strategy?
I was kind of familiar with the position. I didn't know if it was the exact same thing of what I was thinking of, but I was definitely. I mean, I've seen formations like this very frequently, so I was pretty positive I knew where I was going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clearly here. So after the 10-15, I just shore that up by going 25, preventing any sort of damage happening in my position. And then you go 7-10, again, moving the apex piece. It's probably best here. And I'm just going to duplicate that. I'm going to duplicate the position. And as you can see right now, we're building towards something a little bit more symmetrical. And that's what we ultimately end up with. So after 26-23, you play 4-8. And this move actually caught me off guard a little bit. I think the better play after this, Alex, is 28-24 or exchanging off with 23-19. I took a lot of time here because I wasn't 100% sure. I moved 30-20. Were you expecting that, Alex, at all?
No, I wasn't. I was expecting you to go 23-19. I considered 28-24, but it looked like 23-19 was the better move. So that's what I was expecting. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that 30-26.
Yeah, at the time and even now, it's a sound move. It's good, but I think you're right. 23-19 was the superior move and probably what I should have played. In a future video, we'll go over that line because it is a good line of play. In the interim, I play 30-26. You go 8-12. Again, not doing much with your position, just further developing out of your single corner. And then now I play 28-24. Now, Alex, you're going to go 3-7. Again, just continuing to wait. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this 30-28 move. And what's nice about this is, as you can see as I flip the board here, it's completely symmetrical. And there is another tip, another secret within checkers. If you are the duplicator, if you're the one copying your opponent, you will actually have an advantage. I know that seems kind of, I don't know what the right word is to describe that, but yes, if you are the one that's duplicating, you will have an inherent advantage, generally speaking. So after the 30-28, Alex, you just trade me out here at 9-14. Alex, tell me your thoughts about this position. What was going through your mind here?
Yeah, I thought it was doing pretty well. I mean, both sides kind of looked like drawing formations at this point, though I was going to play for a win once it got down to the ending. Mm-hmm. That's why I was just waiting, really.
Yep. Yeah, again, 9-14, there really weren't many other moves on the board. And then, of course, I'm going to exchange it out to, again, keep the position symmetrical. I'm the duplicator here, so I know I have an inherent advantage. Now Alex is going to go 11-15, striking into the center of the board. And again, I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to go 22-18. Now you may think, okay, well, either jump could work. Both are sound. If Alex does jump 11-18, I'm going to jump back 26-17. And if Alex goes 7-11, I'm going to play this star 19-15 move, and Alex will jump 11 to 18. Then I'm going to go 23-19 for the early easy draw. But instead, Alex, you play this 15 to 24 move, and then I'm going to jump back. Again, we're still symmetrical here. And then, Alex, I think you probably got a little bit too aggressive here with this 10-15 move. I don't know if this was the losing move in fact, but this move was a little painful for you here. I know that you were probably a little tired and exhausted, but I love to kind of hear your thoughts. Was that really it, Alex, or were you seeing something else here in this position?
I mean, it could have been both. I mean, I definitely did not calculate it right at all, as the viewers will see the ending, because this is just a total. It's a total loss at this point when I go 10-15. It just took away any advantage I had to try to play for a win. But I mean, that's just my style, and sometimes I gotta live with that, so that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And again, I consider myself very fortunate in this position. What I do now to secure the win is I get the king. Alex goes 7-10, and then I'm just going to trade off 23-18. And then again, all those pieces are trapped. Alex is going to get the king, but after 27-23, the position just becomes absolutely hopeless because that piece on 10 is officially trapped, as is the piece on 6. So, Alex, I was fortunate to win that game. But again, as you mentioned, it's a very, very tricky game. Now, in the second opening that we played, again, with this 12-16, 22-18, 16-19, I was in a loss here, and I was very fortunate as the win was missed. But again, very, very, very tricky opening. I would recommend that if you're playing this unrestricted, instead of playing the 16-19, go into the 20 square. It's going to be a significantly safer game for you if you decide to do that. So after the exchanges, Alex again takes all of the jumps, which I think is best. And then, Alex, you play that same attack, 21-17. I'm going to play, again, it's the proper defense here, and that's developing out of the double corner with 6-10. Alex, you're going to strike into the double corner right away by going 17-13. I'm going to go 1-6, again, firming up my double corner. And then you play this, what I think is the stronger move on the board. You play 25-22. Alex, tell me about this position right here and your thoughts.
I was just, instead of you bringing that piece to the on the 21 score, being the same thing as going 25-21 here, I knew that it'd be a lot more powerful for white if I went 25-22 instead, because even though I did lose that first game, I thought I had a pretty good game for most of it and could have, even played for I mean, I was playing to win basically the whole entire time until I just went into a sudden loss. So I figured this would be more powerful than the 25-21.
And I think you're right. I think the 25-22 is more powerful. And of course, Alex, we've been playing each other enough times now. I know you're always going for a win against me no matter what. So it's always fun when our styles clash like that. So after the 25-22, again, I'm just going to develop out of my single corner with 8-11. And then Alex is going to go 29-25. And you can see here now the very strong column out of the single corner that Alex has created. This is a very powerful position for him. What I'm going to do now is go 10-15. So I'm going to match that column and start to try to develop more out of my single corner, give myself some more leverage here. The goal, what I want to do is ultimately go 7-10, 3-7, 4-8, whatever that may be, develop into a position like that. Alex is going to go 25-21. Again, just waiting. There's not a whole lot he needs to do here in this position. He's going to keep his double corner intact still. And now I'm going to start with my strategy. Now I'm playing 7-10. And my goal, obviously, again, is to develop 3-7, 4-8, 8-12. That's the general thinking that I have in this type of position. But Alex, this is where things kind of went amiss. And I don't know if this was a prepared move by you, if this was an ultra aggressive move by you, but this move threw me off completely. I was totally expecting 26-23 here or 28-24. You played 27-23. Please talk us through this move and your line of thinking here.
I want you to play aggressive with me as well. So I want you to go 20 to and try to play for a little bit of a, play for a win for yourself. And I'm making it to where I'm just completely developing toward the center and still waiting on you to, make your move, I guess you would say, stick to one strategy was my goal. And then once I made you stick to something, I was going to attack it from there on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it looks like you're just trying to develop out of your double corner, maybe even create a secondary column here, potentially with 32-27, or maybe even trade off 23-19. But as you mentioned, you wanted me to go 20-24. That's exactly what I did, because in this position, I'm seeing, okay, there's a hole here now in the double corner. I have ample protection to attack it. And that's what I do, Alex. So I played in exactly what you were hoping I would do. I played kind of aggressive with you here.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you could technically protect the piece because now, I mean, I can't go 32-28 because of 3-8. I have to take the jump and then 11-15, and you get a free king. But I knew at this point right here that I was going to definitely at least try to play for a win. And I'm sure you probably would think about it too. But yeah, I felt very confident where I was in my position right here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in a loss just yet, but I know my position is not very strong, even though this piece is protected in the double corner, but it just seemed too natural for me to pass up. So afterward now, Alex goes 22-17. Now, Alex, I'm sure some of the viewers are maybe perplexed by this move. I was maybe caught off a little off guard. Tell me your thinking behind this 22-17 move.
Well, it was kind of the process of elimination. So I thought about 23-19, but I didn't like that because you could go 3-8 still, or you could just go 24-28. Now I'm really in a little bit of a bind trying to protect that piece on 19. And then also I didn't really like the 30-25 because I feel like that's just a wasted move. So I figured the best move right here was just go 22-17.
Yeah. And from my perspective, I think probably the best move on the board was 10-15 now, but 10-15 looks super unnatural. After 26-22, then you have to be really careful with these pieces. The piece on 15 is just hanging on there. So I didn't like that. Instead, I play 3-8 now, because what 3-8 does is now you can't play 17-14 getting into the heart of my double corner, because you have the 11-15 2-for-2 exchange there. And actually, I'll gain a piece if you do that. So yeah, I'm thinking you're really limited to your moves, but the move you play next, 26-22, it's very restrictive what I'm playing here against you, but this actually probably is the best move on the board, and that actually may be a winning move here for you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the problem is that now you have to hide this piece on 24, so now it's going to make me develop a very powerful game because all my pieces are, right next to each other in a powerful formation. Yours is kind of a little bit spread out, that piece on 28 immobile now. So
correct. And that's what I do. I am forced to sink that piece. I have to sink it into the dog hole square, as we call it in the checkers community. That's the dog hole square. So after that, Alex, you can just start to develop powerful columns if you want. You go 31-27. You're keeping a bridge intact, and now have to be extremely careful what I do next. I decided to play 11-16. And by the way, Alex, I think I'm even in a technical loss at this point after 11-16. I think 30-25 may be the true dagger in this game, but I think the way you played may also win. I'm not 100% sure, but you decided to develop 27-24, and then I'm going to go 16-20 again. What I'm going to see now is just try to get a king as soon as possible, and that's exactly what happens. You go 24-19. I'm going to go 20-24, 19, again, I'm just marching in to get a king. And then you now play 23-19, again, forcing me to get the king and trapping it really on that piece. Alex, in this position, what are you thinking now at this point? Do you see a win, or tell me your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I see a win right here. I also earlier on that 30-25, I had considered that, but I didn't have time to look at it because I believe I was low on time, and I ended up just going the 27-24 route. But yeah, so I did consider that, but right here, I am still definitely playing for a win. I feel like I definitely see it. I think I'm going to get a king behind you. So, yeah, I mean, I still definitely like my game to say the least.
Yeah, and I see that I'm in serious trouble at this point. And for the viewers can now see Alex's perspective with the white pieces. Clearly, he's going to get a king and then get even a king behind my pieces. So as we continue to play this now, again, Alex 16-12. I have to go 8-11, and then Alex is going to march in for a king. I need to do something here because my pieces are about to become trapped. If I don't do anything at all, I am doomed. So I have to trade out that piece by going 9-14 first. So I'm going to get rid of the piece on 18. Alex is going to get the king, and now I'm going to go and play 11-15. So now there's some protection there with my own bridge. Alex is going to move 19-16. I'm going to attack the piece on 22 by going 14-18. And then Alex is going to quickly get it back by going into the 11 square. I'm going to jump and then going 3-7 next with this king. Now, Alex, I feel like I had to be careful here because your king could do a whole lot of damage in this position. Did you start to see maybe the win has dissipated, or are you still seeing maybe something's on the board here?
No, at this point, I feel like, I mean, I'm still going to try to play for a win, obviously, but I didn't see where I could really force anything. And I kind of knew that I think I missed the move to win the game. Like you said, I believe it was that 30-25 move.
I think too, Alex, there's a psychological aspect of it. And yes, it happens online. It happens even more face to face in tournaments. And that's when a king is breathing down your neck, like in this position. It's really difficult to really think clearly because there's so much pressure when you have a king that's either forking or pressing your pieces. And that's why, I think I took a lot of time here to make sure I could see this through because it's so easy to make a mistake, especially in these late and mid game and even early end game type of positions. So
Right.
what I do here is I just get out of the way. I go 15-19, you capture the piece, and now I'm going to cement a piece to protect or to work the bridge. So I'm on 23 now to get that king out of the way. You then inadvertently press my piece by getting on 9. I'm going to get another king. You trade out, so you disrupt my bridge. So now your king is going to have even more leeway going forward here. I'm going to go 4-8 because what that does is it now prevents you from going 2-7 because then I have the 8-12 and then the jump back there. So that's no good. So you're going to wait and go 17-14, again, looking to get more kings. I'm going to go 11-15. What I'm doing here is I'm preparing a nice little pitch to try to secure an even ending and get my king out of your own bridge. You're going to follow up with 2-7, and then now I can make the pitch safely, 27 or 23-27, move behind, and then again, you're just going to capture the piece there. I get 2 back, and then after 15-19, it's a very much a clear-cut draw at this point. I think you pressed me a little bit here, Alex, but at this point, you probably acknowledge this is truly just a drawn game.
Yeah, it was just a draw. I mean, I can maybe hope for a blunder at this point, which is why I played a few more moves. But yeah, I knew it was a clear-cut draw at this point.
So Alex, as you had mentioned, this wasn't an opening that you played a whole lot in tournament play. Where would you rate this opening just in terms of overall difficulty?
I'd give it like a 6, 6.5, because I want to say it's difficult, but it's obviously not like it's not too favorable for either side. So that's why I want to say around a 6/6.5, because it's not too hard for any side technically, but it definitely is very tricky for both sides.
Yeah, and as always, more knowledge will empower you. So there's a lot of play on this opening, a lot of play. And, even for myself studying for many, many, many years, I get tripped up. Like this is an opening it's very easy to get tripped up because there's so many transpositions within other openings, and moves that would generally be inferior are actually superior. So
I forgot to say, if you're in doubt and you're bad on time, make sure you have the clear, obvious best game, instead of going back and forth, because that's how I lost the first game, because I think I basically did something similar. I was just, trying to. I was guessing. I didn't really calculate every single move like I should have, and I paid the price for it.
a lot of unnatural moves here, but as Alex said, it's just tricky all around for either side. It's easy to lose for both sides. Obviously, red is at a slight disadvantage to begin, but again, that doesn't always mean a whole lot as you proceed in the game. So, Alex, I enjoyed these games, and for the viewers, keep letting us know what other openings you'd like us to play. I believe Gary had a couple more openings for us to play, possibly next week, Alex. And again, we're really looking forward to this tournament. Saturday, February 27th. We'll have the information in the description below, and also you'll be able to see it again in this video. So thanks, Alex, and thanks, as always, for watching.